Hello, as the title says, I work at a 24/7 movie theater. Recently, a strange turn of events has me reconsidering my current occupation. You see, I work during the graveyard shift from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. Now, other than this theater being open 24/7, everything is the same. However, there are rules to the overnight shift we have to abide by. I can remember the first night on the job when my boss Tiaman showed me the ropes, reminding me that there are steps to cleaning and shutting down the bathrooms and how to clean the screening rooms in between movies. He took me to his office to show me a set of rules we must go follow. "Oak, Andre, we have a set of rules you must always follow, and if not followed, will be a cause for termination," Taman said sternly. "I will have zero issues following." I spoke with extreme enthusiasm. Well, looks like you want to work. "Oak, let's go over them then." He spoke in a happier tone. "When it becomes 0300, you must close down all the bathrooms until 0400. When cleaning out the theater, the light has to be on, and you must finish before the screen turns black. If a man without a face walks in, you are not to speak to him for any reason. All of the staff must enter the lobby at 0300 and stay there until 0400. If you see someone talking to a man without a face, do not attempt to stop them, and look away. Do not attempt to film or record anything that goes on here. Now that we have gone through all of the rules, is there anything you need from me?" he said nonchalantly. "No, I'm good," I spoke, swallowing my nerves. He smiled at me and escorted me out of the office, then left the theater. I instantly got to work cleaning the front room while a person named Cynthia taught me the ropes. She was a very nice girl and has been there for years. "Hey, it's almost 3 a.m. and we need to close the bathroom and then head to the lobby. Let me show you how." She seemed a little nervous as she said this. I followed closely behind as we walked toward the bathrooms. The only strange thing is how the bathrooms have deadbolts that are kind of hidden on the outside. "Oak, first we knock 3 times and crack the door open, then ask if anyone is in there." She takes a deep breath and knocks 3 times. "Anyone there?" "Custodians, we need to clean the bathroom at this time." She listened closely and heard someone say, "Oh yes, I'm almost done." A woman's voice can be heard in the background. "Well, Oak, thank you." She looked hurried and looked down at her watch, seeing the time clicking closer to 3 a.m. At the time, it was 2:57 a.m., and I can see Cynthia getting more and more on edge as the time gets closer. Shit. It's 1 minute until 3 a.m., and she hasn't flushed. We need to lock the door now. Right when she reaches for the hidden deadbolt, the woman came out and says sorry, then walks to the theater down the right. Cynthia quickly locks the door and breaks out as a sign of relief. Thank God she got out of there. It was then we heard a scream in the bathroom. Another woman was in there still. "Yo, we gotta help her." I shouted as I reached for the deadbolt, but I was abruptly stopped by Cynthia, who grabbed my hand and pushed me away. "Hey, what the fuck are you?" I exclaimed until I was cut off. "Listen to me now, and listen carefully. We cannot open this door. If we do, you and I will die. Now we gotta get to the lobby," she said with fear in her eyes and pushing me to the lobby. In the background, I can still hear the unknown woman screaming in the background as if she was being killed. I can hear the screams even in the lobby, but when it became 3:30 and the screaming stopped with the sound of tearing flesh and breaking bones, for the first time I felt primal fear. The idea that someone was being torn to shreds made me feel like I don't want to be there anymore. I slowly started walking toward the doors when it walked in. Standing in front of me was a man about 8 feet tall, wearing a suit and a bowler hat. He had no face, no eyes, ears, mouth, or even nose. He looked at me, then looked at the front desk and continued walking. He briefly stopped at the front desk and placed 5 human fingers made of gold on the counter. He waited for the cashier to hand him what looked like a movie ticket made of pure light. He walked down the hall before a customer was walking down the same hallway and didn't seem to notice him. I decided to look around the corner and followed him with my eyes. He stopped in front of a picture on the wall and walked through it. I can hear everyone taking a deep breath. Cynthia pulled me to the side to speak with me. "Oh, so I need you to keep a promise. You and I are going to clean the bathroom, but you cannot say a word about this to anyone or anything. What you see here stays here. Got it?" She looked at me with fierce determination. Yay, yay. I promise, of course, that was a fucking lie. She and I got to the bathroom, and she took a deep breath and shakingly opened the door. As the door swung open, the smell hit me like a ton of bricks. The smell of rusty iron filled the air, and I can taste the blood as it pooled in the back of my throat. I was gagging before Cynthia handed me a filter mask which seemed to solve the problem. We went inside with a pair of buckets and mops. The horror I saw was nigh unspeakable. Blood and viscera covered the walls with bits and pieces of flesh hanging from the ceiling. The blood on the floor was draining into the drain on the floor. I held back my vomit as we mopped up the remains of this person. This almost took 2 hours. Cynthia tried to tell me jokes to break the ice and get the mind that I was cleaning someone off the floor. I don't remember much during it, as I was disassociating hard, maybe to distance myself from the fucked up situation. We were about done when something walked out of the stall. A tall woman with white eyes and an unnaturally large smile. She looked at me and Cynthia while smiling. I can see blood on her mouth and her teeth were very sharp looking. She bent down toward me slowly while she was doing so. I can hear her bones creaking and popping in and out of place. This thing spoke to me. "Oh honey, I'm sorry for all of this mess. Hope you have a wonderful night now." She laughed a little. As she was walking out, she had to crouch low to clear the doorway. I never saw her after this. Cynthia looked at me in shock, and I can see the sweat bead down her forehead. You are so lucky she didn't kill you," she blurted out in relief. What do you mean?" I blurted out in surprise. "She is one of the regulars, a set of beings who never speak to us and are extremely dangerous. Only people who they speak to or who speak to them they kill and devour on the spot. The reason we lock the doors is to keep anyone from speaking to her, as she always appears here at 3 a.m. For some reason, she didn't want to eat you." I was in shock and couldn't speak. I almost died. Why was I ignored? These things rang through my head and I lost track of time, and before I knew it, Cynthia was snapping at my face. "Hey newbie, you there?" She sounded upset. Yay. What happened?" I asked. "Not much. You decided to black out, but I got the rest cleaned up. I understand this job pays well, but there is some fucked up shit that goes down here." She laughed a little as she wrung the mop out, and a flood of crimson liquid poured into the bucket. Cynthia and I started to walk down to the first theater on the left and waited for the customers to leave. They were watching the new Marvel movie, and I can hear the ending credits roll. Surprisingly, no one stayed for the inevitable end credit scene, but I wasn't going to question it. We walked in, and we tried to clean up as fast as possible. It was almost 5 minutes when the screen went black, and we can hear the film slowly shutting off. The sound of the lights shutting off one by one echoed through the theater. "Run! Get out!" Cynthia screamed in fear and sprinted past me. I didn't question and just ran. All of a sudden, she tripped and started to cry and scream, "No, no, no, I don't want to die." It was then I saw a tall, pale humanoid being crawl out of the screen. This figure bolted towards Cynthia. knocking me down in the process. I can see this thing crawling over her body. It quickly covered her mouth with some of its flesh. I saw it slowly start to meld with Cynthia. It pressed its body against Cynthia, slowly absorbing her. The pain and fear in her eyes showed how much she was terrified. I couldn't move. It was as if my flight or fight response was completely broken and my body was unsure what to do. All of Cynthia was inside of this thing. It then twitched its head toward me and slowly moved toward me. It stopped in front of me, staring at my eyes. It felt like a century passed while we locked eyes. It then looked toward the film screen and started to crawl back into it as the lights began to flicker on. It was only but a few minutes later when I can hear customers mindlessly shamble into the theater. It was only 30 minutes before I can clock out. I decided to go to the bathroom and sit on the toilet to take a breath. I didn't know how to process these things, and in no time I heard my phone buzzing at the time. It was finally 7 a.m. Time to leave. I ran to the clock to sign out. I had never been so relieved to go home, and before I can leave the front door, Tom walked in and stopped me. "Ah, how was your first night? Where is Cynthia?" he asked. She's gone. She was attacked by the thing on the movie screen. Looking back, this is all I could say. This was a nightmare, but oddly enough, he looked at me seriously and said, That's not good. So you were able to make it out, huh?" he asked as he scratched his head. "Not really. I fell and the thing just stared at me after, absorbing Cynthia," I said while trying to hold back my feelings. "You survived? Interesting. Well, hey, kiddo, what if I told you I am going to promote you and triple your wage if you stay working here? I'll do it starting tomorrow," he spoke with confidence and grandiose. "Let me sleep on it, is that okay? I need to get home and sleep," I said shakingly. "Of course, sleep it off and come back. We will be eagerly waiting." He waved me off and started to walk toward the exit. I got home and immediately vomited. I have never been so terrified in my life. The money is going to be amazing, but I don't want to die, but it doesn't seem like I would. Tell me, have you ever seen the devil? I feel like last night I have. Anyways, stay safe out there, people, for you never know what is lurking in the shadows.